Next up is Jose Barroso, who is a sculptor and architect by profession, but a sculptor by conviction. Lives and works in Monterrey, Mexico, self-taught artist at work that focuses on the human form, inspired in part by the masterpieces of the Renaissance, and particularly from the work of Auguste Rodin. His most common technique, a juxtaposition of high-temperature clay or terracotta with enamel, steel, and wood. Interesting stuff. Jose Barroso!
Another one? That's okay. Good evening. First of all, I want to thank Vicky and her team for the opportunity to be here with you tonight to present part of my work. This is a series of sculptures and a couple of paintings I did between the years of 2008 and 2011, and I entitled about the sublimation of pain through art. Pain, what is pain? I ask myself, what is pain? Where it comes from? It's in the body, it's in the brain as a electric conduction, it's in psychological, it's in soul, or all of the above. So I asked myself that question, and I did some research and my personal experience, and I came up with this series. Pain is unavoidable, suffering is optional. This is the first piece of this series that explores the subject of pain and its manifestation in my art. This is the title, the phrase is a title from the Zen Buddhism complete, so gives a reply to the first phrase of Schopenhauer, who says that pain is inherent to the human beings, but as we change to embrace, we have the chance to embrace it and transform it to achieve enlightenment or to get heaven, or otherwise we can suffer it and transform it in hell on earth, like the famous Valley of Shadows. This thought made me think, and I did this series. Home Melancholy. Home Melancholy is there's an aesthetic treatise from the 18th century written by a German poet of the illustration, who set the rules of what can do or what you can do to express in art. In pain and suffering should be portrayed only as a state of melancholy, because it was not appropriate to show faces and body deformity. So the title is from a song by a Cuban singer, Silvio Rodriguez, who uses the introduction, the second movement of the Piano Sonata number 8 by Beethoven, which is a very melancholic piece. This is a picture of Prometheus, who was a titan of the Greek mythology, who was condemned by Zeus to be chained to a rock because he stole the fire and passed it to the humans. So for me, the chains are a thing, so we have the possibility to break free. Eros is in the Greek imaginary, he was conceived as a primary figure that embodied not only the erotic love, but also the creative impulse of nature that is responsible of the creation and order of all things in the cosmos. Our existence passes in the constant battle between life and death. The pulse from the psychoanalysis is that the struggle is between the drive for life, represented by Eros, and the drive for death, represented by Thanatos. Here I portray Eros as in light, seated on the edge, just about to jump to life. On the other hand, Thanatos was the personification of the non-violent dead, our equivalent as the angel of death. His touch was gentle, just like his brother Hypnos the dream. The violent death was the dominion of his sisters, the Keres, regular to the battlefields. I see Thanatos as an obscure figure. His posture is tense to the fetal position, symbolizing the involution of the individual towards the non-existence. The legend tells us that the Minotaur was a creature spawned by the punishment of the gods, confined to living in a neighborhood, eating human flesh alone. Teseo is the one who terminates the Minotaur by offering himself in sacrifice to liberate his people. The labyrinth represents the subconscious, dark and murky, where we don't want to go down and face our monster. We can have an inspirational moment just as Teseo and terminate our monsters, turning the subconscious into consciousness, as the psychoanalysis, or going through dark night of the soul, like in the teachings of San Juan de la Cruz, or reaching the enlightenment as in Buddhism. Each person chooses the weapon of choice. This piece is inspired in a drawing from a series made by a good friend of mine, a painter named Lupita Lizette. Here's where women enter in this series, because if anybody knows about pain and suffering, in all manifestation, both physically, mentally, or spiritually, those are women. While in the process of doing this piece, I kept thinking about the violence and mistreatment women have suffered during the Greece in course of the history, portraying this piece by the wood elements, sharpened rope, the nylon stockings, and the figure kicking and scream to break free. I am Oriana Mequeras Tanto. This piece is entitled as a known and well-known bolero from the 50s. It's a very special song in my family history because we were my late grandfather's favorite song. For me, it represents the epitome of love, is the ultimate surrender is to love unto her. The martyrdom of Saint Sebastian. Saint Sebastian was a captain of the Praetorian Guard and the emperor's favorite. But because of his Christian faith, he was sentenced to be tortured by his own archers. The image of a young man tied to a tree naked and pierced by arrows, with an expression between agony and ecstasy, is one of the most represented in Christian mythology, iconography. To me, represents the renunciation of ego toward the transcendence of the spirit. Sacred Heart. This piece is closely related to the previous one in regard to expression of agony and ecstasy. Here I want to portray the exact moment of maximum sublimation of pain that is when a man is delivered completely to God, or reaches illumination. It's that tiny instant of immortality, which may be compared to the petite mort of a sexual orgasm, or mystic like San Juan de la Cruz or Santa Teresa de Ávila have described extensively in their work. The Artist's Hands. This is the last piece of the series, and is my humble tribute to my late friend, painter Leo Charles, who recently lost his battle against cancer. I had the chance to spend the whole afternoon with him a couple of days before he died, talking about what we love the most, art. This is the last picture I have from him just a moment before the lid of the casket was closed, the hands of Creator in peace. And I remember I really felt that Leo had returned to the infinite source where the true art emerges. And I felt very happy for him. This is the message I keep from Leo, and I want to share it with you, is that all the pain and suffering we can experience in our life is temporary. And at the end, there's always peace. Thank you.
Thank you. Before we take off here,